Greetings, y'all. Today we are going to do the first of, I think, 3 episodes devoted to my vinyl collection with artists and the letter S. 2001 brings us Jenny Bomb by the Sahara Hot Nights, band from Sweden. Band, I first saw their video for All Right on Much Music of all places. I thought it was okay, but it seemed, a little kind of, it didn't really stand out to me. It just felt like a lot of stuff that was coming out at that time. And then a few years later, I really started hearing more stuff by them and really getting into them. Picked this up on vinyl, was surprised it was available on vinyl, had all their CDs, and got this, I think, from Discogs. Probably wasn't super cheap, but probably like, for this, it was probably cheap, maybe $30 or something like that. Really like this band. They've become one of my favorites. They're kind of not active anymore and haven't been for a while, but really kind of hoping they reconvene and put some new stuff out. This one has All Right, like I said, On Top of Your World, Fire Alarm's really good, With or Without Control, Keep Up the Speed, No Big Deal is one of my favorites, Down and Out, Are You Happy Now? I just read these, and I don't know how long it's been since I sat down and listened to their records. It's been probably a little while, because I used to listen to them constantly, so I haven't really dug them up lately to listen to them, but I go through those song titles and I'm just like, man, this record through and through, every track is awesome. 2004 brings us another one by Sahara Hot Nights, Kiss and Tell. So a lot of people on these video shows, channels, whatever you want to call them, talk about those Holy Grail records, the ones they've been searching for and can't find, or then they finally find it, what have you. And this would be it for me. I loved this record when it came out. I got it on CD from Tower, listened to it. I can remember popping it in at work right after picking it up and just really getting into it. Like I had mentioned before with Jenny Bomb, I'd heard All Right, and thought it was all right. It didn't really do anything for me. Then never really heard anything from the band again. Then I was working at Broadway Video, and we would do these video compilations for colleges, and it would have music videos on it. And their video for Hot Night Crash came on, and it just caught my ear instantly. And I was like, oh, I remember that band. And I love that song, still love it. Love the video, too. The video is great. When I got the record player, I didn't think this would be out on vinyl. This is 2004. It wasn't, things weren't all being released on vinyl. It was kind of a little more rare. And I remember seeing on eBay somebody selling this, a vinyl copy of this, but it was all beat up. The record, I think, was okay, but the cover was just, it looked like it had been left out in the rain. But that let me know that this existed on vinyl, so then it suddenly became that Holy Grail for me. I have to get that on vinyl. I would look all the time. If I ever saw it pop up on Discogs or something like that, it would be for $80 or $100, which I wasn't going to spend. Even that crappy version that was on eBay that was all beat up, I think the guy wanted $80 or $90. So I'm in Los Angeles. I walk into Amoeba. First thing I'm going to look for, go right to the S section of their vinyl. And I go and I see the little placard or whatever, Sahara Hot Nights. And this blue I could just see this blue in the bin. And I just knew, and I got that kind of shiver down my spine. I just knew that's what it was. And I pick it up, and I think it was $20 or something. And I couldn't believe I was seeing it. I never thought I would get this record, and unless I went to Sweden maybe or something, and I just couldn't believe they had it. The one record when I went into Amoeba, the one thing I wanted was this, and they had it, and I just couldn't believe it. It was just insane, but I really love this album. Who Do You Dance For is great. Hot Night Crash, like I said, Empty Heart, Walk on Wire, Stay Away, Keep Calling Me Baby, the difference between Love and Hell, and Hanging. When I get to the CD collection, I'll talk about the import of this that has a couple of extra tracks on it. But this is when they start getting a little more pop kind of element comes into play. It's still kind of playing some loud guitars, but the pop side of it's starting to kind of creep in a little bit more. But love this album. 2011 brings us their final studio album as of now, just called Sahara Hot Nights. Picked this up from Discogs. I got the CD originally straight from the band. Stand By Your Band's this record. I think it's their record label actually, for some reason, but that's where I got the CD from, and it came with some kind of cool little patches and stuff like that. But a few years later, decided to pick up the vinyl. This is a good record. I wasn't crazy about it at first. They did a covers album, and then the album before that was they really kind of veered into pop, you know, and like top 40 kind of pop. And I liked it, but I wasn't crazy about it. I missed those guitars. And then they did the cover record, and then this came out, and the first kind of like hint of this record was a song called O's. And I remember hearing just like a sample of it, and there was guitars, and I was like, oh wow, maybe they're back to doing their kind of more punk stuff. And I got the record, and there's some guitars on it, but it's still got that kind of pop element to it. Some slower stuff, some little more mellow stuff. And, you know, I thought it was okay when it came out. I thought it was all right, but it's grown on me a bit more as the years have gone by. I'm a little more pleased with it these days. Let You Down is not bad. Vulture Feet was all right. That was kind of released as a single. They did a video for it. 781's really good. That's probably the most kind of rock song on here. I don't know what 781 refers to. Distant and Dreamy is kind of a mellow, slow tune, but I really like it. It's kind of like sort of got a slow build to it. But really good band. After this, they kind of went on hiatus. Maria Anderson, the lead singer, and I guess she plays rhythm guitar, but writes a lot of the songs, and she put out a solo record that wasn't bad. I talked about it in my Vinyl A's episode, but they've kind of posted a few things on social media recently that kind of hints towards maybe they got together recently and did some stuff, but there still has been no word about anything, so who knows, maybe they were just getting together and hanging out. 2008, Sent to Gold, self-titled debut. Introduced to her through the TV show New York Noise, which I've spoke about before. Saw the video for Les Artistes, great song, still great song. Had the CD, decided at some point, yeah, I should pick that up on vinyl. Took me a little while to find it. I kept looking in record stores, and they'd never have it. Like, I'd go in and I'd be like, if they have that Santa Gold record, I'm gonna buy it. And then they never did. They'd have like other albums by her, but they never had this one. And then finally, maybe a year or so ago, I just said, you know what, screw it. Let me go to Amazon, see if they've got it in stock. They did. I had enough like American Express points or whatever, so I ended up actually getting it for free. Kind of alternative, kind of electronica, pop, I don't know really how to describe it. She had to change her name actually. Originally it was Santo with an O, Gold, and I guess there was some like infomercial company that sold like crappy jewelry or something like that, and they kind of forced her to put an I there instead of an O. There's your trivia for today. Good tunes on here. You'll Find a Way, Say Aha, Creator is a good song. Lights Out is awesome. They use that, I think, in like a Bud Light commercial or something like that. I'm a Lady, Starstruck, all good stuff. You should give her a listen if you're not familiar with her. 1980 brings us some comedy. Father Guido Sarducci live at St. Douglas Convent. I grew up a big Siren Night Live fan. I remember Father Guido did like a Showtime special called Father Guido Goes to College back in the 80s that I thought was hysterical. A few years ago, I'm in Atomic Pop Shop in Baton Rouge, in their little like bargain area, and they had this for $1 or $2, and I was like, why not, man? I always liked Father Guido Sarducci. I always found him funny. I mean, it's a little silly and everything like that, but I always thought his bits on Siren Night Live were really funny, and I thought his special was funny. So, you know, I was like, How can I pass that up? 1976, are we seeing a theme here? Saturday Night Live album. Put this out after, I guess after the first season. I got this from eBay. Like I said, I was a big fan of Siren Night Live growing up. A lot of these guys had a big impact on me. All of them, you know. Belushi, Jane Curtin, Lorraine Newman, Garrett Morris, Chevy, Aykroyd, Gilda, of course. And I had this on cassette originally. I picked it up in, I think like the early 90s. I kind of went on a comedy kick where I started picking up a lot of comedy records on cassette. Then I remember getting it on CD a few years ago, and now I've got it on vinyl, so I've bought it all. I just got to get the 8-track someday. But, you know, it's little bits from the show that they put out, compiled. It was probably pretty popular back in the day because this is when they were really kind of, you know, just getting super famous, you know. There's some good bits on here. You know, some of it for sure doesn't translate great to record. You know, you got to wonder, like, why would you put that on here? It's such a visual kind of gag, but, you know, it's nice having this in the collection. 1977 brings us Never Mind the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. This is a picture disc. It was released for Record Store Day. I got this at Newbury in Dartmouth, and I was up there working, went in on my way home, and it was maybe a week after Record Store Day, and this was still sitting on the shelf. Nobody picked it up, so I did. Great record. I love this. Saw them on their 2 reunion tours. The first one in 96, I saw at Roseland. Me and my friend Sean went and saw them, and maybe one of the best shows, live shows I've been to. Just the experience, the whole experience was just great. The crowd, we were up front by the stage, everybody was just going nuts. We found $50 after the show and bought hamburgers. It was awesome, you know. This is their only album. After this, they put out the Swindle album, which was kind of more of like kind of a compilation or just mishmash, but this is a great record. Holidays in the Sun, Bodies, No Feelings. I think that's my favorite tune by them. Pretty Vacant, it's awesome. God Save the Queen, Submission, Anarchy in the UK is the one most people know by them. Good band. Well, that is it for this edition of the Vinyl S episodes. Like I said, there's going to be a couple of more because I got too much to fit in one episode. Appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See some of the other episodes. Let me know what you think of these, if you have them, or other records by these bands. I would love to hear some comments, see what you guys are saying out there. Thanks for watching again. We'll see you next time.